Kenny Rogers was a singer, songwriter, and actor responsible for enduring hits like The Gambler, Lady, and Islands in the Stream. The musician's legacy includes an impressive catalog of songs, including 21 number-one country hits, and a fast food chain that bore his name, Kenny Rogers Roasters. In 1991, Rogers teamed up with former CEO of KFC, John Brown Jr., to open his chicken restaurant. The very first location of Kenny Rogers Roasters opened in Coral Springs, Florida. The goal of Kenny Rogers Roasters was to be an alternative to fried chicken, selling specialty wood-fired rotisserie chicken and corn muffins instead. The corn muffins had kernels of corn in them and were very popular. They also served jacket potatoes, salads, pastas, soups, and desserts. Within 2 years, the chain expanded to 100 locations across the U.S. The restaurant-turned-chain was riding the rotisserie chicken trend of the 1990s, which had enough competition it earned the first usage of the phrase chicken wars. Kenny Rogers Roasters found itself in direct competition with Boston Chicken, now known as Boston Market, and Kentucky Fried Chicken. A restaurant called Clucker's Wood Roasted Chicken also filed a lawsuit against Kenny Rogers Roasters, claiming that they stole their wood-roasted chicken concept. The feud finally ended when Kenny Rogers Roasters bought a majority stake in the Clucker's company. Within the next few years, the chain expanded to 350 locations worldwide. The company had signed international agreements for more stores in Europe, the Middle East, North Africa, and across Asia. The chain was also popular enough to be featured in an episode of the 8th season of Seinfeld, titled The Chicken Roaster. In this episode, Kenny Rogers Roasters turned into the bane of Kramer's existence. It begins as the fast food restaurant opens up across from the apartment building, illuminating Kramer's apartment with a bright red chicken light. Kramer's sleeping schedule is completely disrupted, so he and Jerry switch apartments. Jerry finds out that Kramer is addicted to the chicken and switches back to his own apartment. Shortly after, Jerry sabotages the restaurant, which causes it to shut down. Kramer can be seen hanging out his window, waving a "Kenny Come Back" banner. A few years later, John Brown sold his majority interest in Kenny Rogers Roasters to a Malaysian partner, but Rogers himself kept his minority stake. With the increasing pressure of competitors, Kenny Rogers Roasters had to fold, at least in the U.S. The chain declared bankruptcy in 1998 and was sold to Nathan's Famous for $1.25 million. It was then that Rogers himself decided to separate himself from the brand. Nathan's Famous later sold all of Kenny Rogers Roasters to its Asian franchisee in 2008. In the United States, Kenny Rogers Roasters closed its last store, located in Ontario, California, in 2011, and has since faded from public memory. In Asia, however, the restaurant brand is still going strong, with around 400 locations in Malaysia and many other countries around Southeast Asia. And though Rogers no longer had any active involvement in the business, he worked out an arrangement where the brand could still use his name. Kenny Rogers died of natural causes on March 20th, 2020, at the age of 81, but his music, movies, and memories of his chicken chain still live on.